Hello, here is a video explaining the mid-unit assessment review. Lines, for number 1, lines M and N RS intersect at point X. Question A asks, what is the measure of M, angle M, X, and R? And if you used your patty paper, you could see that it's a vertical. It's right across from the other angle S, R, or X, N, which is 42 degrees, so M, X, and R would be congruent to that, and it would also be 42 degrees. But check it out with your patty paper because you can see it's identical. The next one says, what is the measure of NXR? So that's N to X to R. That's this measure in here. Now I can see that they're intersecting lines, and I know that a straight line has 180 degrees. So if I were to subtract 42 from that, I could get the remaining angle measure of NXR. So that would be 138 degrees would fill in for right here. And that I knew because a straight angle is 180 degrees. So NXR is 138 degrees. The next question says, what is MXS? That's this angle right above it, MXS, which is vertical to NXR. So that one would also be 138 degrees. Check it out with your patty paper to see that these angles that are vertical from each other are congruent. Another cool thing is if you were to add all of these measures together, the 138, the 42, the 138, the 42, all of those together would add up to 360 degrees. They make a full circle. What transformation would take P to Q? It definitely looks like it is flipped over. And as you recall, a flip is a reflection. And you could also check this with your patty paper to be sure. It's a reflection, and this one is a reflection over the x-axis. Remember, the horizontal axis is the x-axis, and the vertical axis is the y-axis. Question 3, what is a sequence of transformations that can take figure A to B? Meaning more than one of the transformations is occurring. So let's take a look. It looks as if there is a kind of a turn or a rotation to this. If I were to rotate this, remember to always kind of keep in mind your origin as you're rotating. If I were to rotate this, it would rotate up to here. So then step 2 would be to slide down. So it's going to rotate and translate. So let's make a note of that. So it's a rotation, and it looks like it's going 90 degrees clockwise, followed by a translation or a slide 3 units down. Okay, now we're just identifying the type of transformation. So pair 1 definitely looks like a slide to me. Even if I focus on one point, it's going to go to the right and then down. So this is a translation. The second photo looks like a mirrored image, like it's flipped over. So the second one, I would say, is a reflection. And then the last one definitely looks like a turn, which is a rotation. Okay, same type of question. We're describing the type of transformation. This looks like a rotation. Looks like it's rotating counterclockwise. So counterclockwise. This second one here looks like a flipped image. So that one I would call a reflection. The third one looks like over and up. This looks like it's sliding. We'll call that a translation. And the last one looks like it's rotating again. So we're kind of rotating around. Looks to be like 180 degrees. So rotation. It looks like this is 180 degrees. Okay, what are the coordinates of the pre-image? Okay, so here we go. So the pre-image, so A looks like it's back 4 and up 5. So -4, 5. B is also back 4 but up 2. And C is back 2, up 2. Okay, now we're going to do a rotation 180 degrees. So if you're using your tracing paper, your patty paper, you're going to trace the triangle, also include the letters, and take the origin with you. Take that X marks the spot with you. We're going to go 180. That means we're going to move 2 quadrants. Oh, it's taking my coordinates with me. Well, let me show you. Let me take 2. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go down here. So it's going to land right there. Okay, and then we'd have to write our coordinates again and draw that in there. Or then we will just draw, or I'm sorry, then we're just going to write our coordinates. Okay, so now this is A prime. So it looks like it's forward 4, down 5. And then B prime is forward 4, down 2. And C prime is forward 2, down 2. And now we're going to reflect that over the x-axis. So it's going to come up here. So to do that, you can use your patty paper if you want, or since C prime is down 2 from the x-axis, I just reverse and go up 2. So this is C prime. B prime is here, or double prime. And then A prime would be up 5. 1, 2, right here. A double prime. Okay, so then looks like that. Then we have to write our new coordinates. Sorry, it's getting messy. So it's 4, 5. B is 4, 2. And C is 2, 2. Now notice that like the digits are all the same in all of, like, look at A. In our original, we have -4, 5. When I rotate it, I have 4, -5. And then when I reflected it, I still have a 4 and a 5 there, but now they're both positive. So that's just kind of a way to check that you're being accurate, is that your numbers are, your digits are similar, but the negatives and positives kind of shift around. And again, you're welcome to use that patty paper to assist you. Question 7, is figure B an image of figure A after a rotation? Using C as your center, why or why not? It looks like it might be, but as I rotate it, if I keep that X marks the spot, there you can see it's going to fall a little bit short. So your answer would say no, and then you would say something like it it almost is, but it's not quite in the right position. So it's not an exact, it doesn't lay over itself. So no, it comes close. But does not match exactly. Okay, so again, the patty paper really helps on something like that. But it did, like, from when I first looked at it, I thought, yes, this will be a yes. But then I double checked it, it's a no. Okay, here again, when you're performing your rotation, you know, you're going to trace it and make sure you take that origin with you. And then as you turn it, you can kind of line it up to see where it's going to land. So it's going to be up in this location right here. And again, I would use your patty paper to double check all of that. The key there is to take the origin with you. And to do a translation, I don't need my patty paper to do that. What I would do is just count from the vertex of each one. So we're going to go 2 units to the right and 4 down. So I'm going to take each point and go 2 to the right and 4 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that little corner is going to be here. 2 to the right and 4 down for each point. Here, 2 to the right and 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here to here. Okay, so it should end up something like that. Just make sure you're counting everything. Okay, we're going to reflect this time over the y-axis, so just be careful that you know the difference between the x and the y-axis. So you're going to flip over the y-axis and then go point by point. So if I'm looking right at this little corner here, it's 2 away from the y-axis. So I just reverse that, go forward 2. The next point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it looks like that's 4 away from the axis, so I go 4 away. Whoops. Right here. And then connect. Okay, so everything just gets flipped over. Okay, we're going to perform a reflection over this line, which is labeled P. So just count. Since it's 2 to the left, go 2 to the right. Put a point. Same thing up here, 2 to the left, so I go 2 to the right, put a point. This line is 6 to the left, so I go 6 to the right, put a point. And down here. Okay, then let's see, this line that little corner right there is just 5 from the line, so I go right here. And I think I have everything I need to connect. And let's see, I should have 5 blocks here. Yep, I should have 9 blocks here, 4 blocks here, 1 block in there, and I should have a 45-degree angle in here. Okay, there we have it. So everything just flipped over. Okay, and for your last one, I would try that patty paper again. Make sure I mark, X marks the spot over the center P. And then I'm going to go ahead and go clockwise 90 degrees. And that's really not the neatest, but it'll be somewhere in there. So just kind of double check with your paper that you've made that correct turn.